What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of not SuperFlex Friday, SuperFlex Tuesday. Avery and I both were on vacation last week. So we're moving this over. We're doing two podcasts this week, Tuesday and Friday, for the big slates. In the words of Drake, Avery and I back to work, but we still smell like a vacation. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get back to the grind, though. Good baseball slate tonight. If you guys have not checked out Owner's Box Fantasy, ownersbox.online. Promo code KARMA gets you free $5 to play in a contest tonight. And then upon your first deposit, you will get $25 for free added into your account. It's really fun. I like their format. I like the scoring. I actually like the negative points for a strikeout for baseball. I think that adds a little strategy to it because that's how it used to be back in the day, early DFS, but no one does that anymore. So I actually think that's fun. And we'll be doing tons of football content for their website as well moving into that season. But Avery, I just asked you off the pod, but how was your vacation last week?
It was great. It was nice to take some time off. All-star break for us as well as creating some content around it. So clear mind now, ready to get in the pay zone.
Yeah, I'm sure you go through this too. Like, I don't want to say I ever get burned out, but there are times like where you're doing the same thing day in day out, and it piles on after a while. So it is nice to
I
recharge
mean,
a little bit.
yeah, you see it like every fifth day. It's like I did the numbers for all these guys already, and it's just like we see them again. I guess got to find some new things about them that why we like them. But yeah, a little not so much burnout, but it's definitely a little refreshing. Get ready to go again though. Second half.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. So we're gonna dive in here. We're gonna stick to our normal format. We're gonna go through our favorite players, both expensive and value at the infield and outfield positions. We'll talk about some pitchers, and then we'll give some home run calls at the end. I don't. Who was your home run call the last time we did? Because mine was Dan Vogelbach. He did not hit a home run. I can't remember who
I
you
think
picked.
I think I said Juan Soto, and it was between him and Austin Riley, and Austin
Okay,
Riley hit
yeah,
the home run, and
yeah,
then Juan Soto did not.
naturally. All right, so we're 0
Yeah,
1 there,
as
but we're
always.
gonna, we're gonna keep track of this. So we can go ahead, start off here at the infield spot. If you guys haven't played on this website, there is no catcher, first base, all that stuff. It's simply four infielders, three outfielders, pitcher, superflex. Starting at infield, I'll go to you first. Who do you like kind of at the top of these infielders? I mean, you can see the pricing has changed a little bit even since we started doing this. There are some more like expensive options like Brandon Lau all the way up at 6,500. That's pretty expensive.
That's 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 just a miss, I think, by the risk team. I'll have to talk to them about that because it also shocked me when I sorted by salary and I saw Brand Loud at the start. But I like Austin Riley today going up against Aaron Nola. 34 at bats against Nola, so big sample size here. Hitting 382, 735 slug. 6 of his 13 hits are for extra bases. And we just look at Austin Riley. All he's done is rake this year. Highest weighted on base average since the start of July. Austin Riley's in the lead there. He's just been really good against Aaron Nola. Obviously, I like this spot for the Braves as well. You'll see that in some of the other players I have picked for this. But for me, I like Austin Riley. He's not totally at the top of the salary, so you save a little bit here, but because I spent it all on my high priced outfielder. But I know I like Austin Riley at the infield position.
All right, I have no issues with that. I like the Braves tonight as well. I'm gonna go to the. I think I talked about it the last time we did this video, but I'm gonna go to the Boston Cleveland game. And I'm going to look at Jose Ramirez. He's $5,800. He's been so good against right-handed pitching, and more importantly, he doesn't strike out. I mean, if I remember like last week, I was looking at just pure numbers against righties, but he was the only one in the top 10, I think, that had a like single digit strikeout rate, 9.5%. Everyone else is like in that 17+% range. So doesn't strike out. He hits righties really well. And Winkowski for the Red Sox, much worse against lefties, 352 Woba allowed in the split. So I'm going to go with that. There's a 10.5 over under on that game. So I don't know. Looks like there's going to be a lot of run score there. I'm going to go with Jose Ramirez for my favorite pick today.
Yeah, and I'm just out on Josh Winkowski after he screwed
Yeah.
me against the Yankees on strikeout. So
Yeah.
anytime we can fade him at this point now, I'm happy to take Jose Ramirez. That's a good one.
All right. Let's go down a little bit for value. I think there was one guy that stuck out to me for value. I don't know. I'll let you go first because I'm curious to see if we're on the same guy here.
Possibly not. I'd go Nick Prado as my guy as the value pick today.
Okay.
He's minimum salary, so when I look at the minimum salaries, I'll go upside. Guy that can like surprise you and hit a home run, right? That's kind of what I like to go for. And there wasn't really anyone that I loved. What was the salary of your guy that you liked? Because
3,900, I think.
okay, yeah. So I was trying to look like 35 and under. So definitely didn't see the same guy. But at this point, he has better splits against lefties. He's left-handed hitter, weighted runs created plus of 180, but I think he has 10 at-bats against lefties at this point. So a guy who's kind of starting to figure it out, get a little comfortable at the big league level. I'm going to go Nick Prado today.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick in that same game. I was looking at Vinny Pass. I don't know how to say this guy. Pasquantino.
Pasquantino. I have him in the lineup I made as well. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah,
I like
I
it as
played
well.
him a bunch. He was like min price on Owner's Box when he first got called up, so I played him a bunch then. 3,900 is still really cheap. He's been better against righties than lefties, but if you look like at the batted ball stuff, 61.5% hard hit rate against lefties in I think it was like 17 plate appearances. So he's hitting the ball hard. He does have power, and I completely agree with you that when you're taking someone really cheap, you really want to target power, someone that has that upside to hit a home run. So maybe we'll just throw a little mini stack in there, 3,900 and 3K. I think that makes sense.
I have them both in there too. I would like if it was maybe a righty there, but I have no problems with the lefty throwing. The other guy I liked was Luis Ariz, and then he's the worst hitter against lefties ever. I was like, oh, thank God I did that research. So talked myself out of that one. I feel great about talking myself out of that. But now he's gonna get 6 hits, and regret not taking him.
All right, we'll move over to outfield here. Big slate, like there's tons of options, right? Like, I mean, we truly could talk about a lot of guys up top here. Is there anyone that particularly stands out to you at outfield?
I have 2 guys that I really like, and I put them both in this lineup, so they fit together. I won't just talk out of my ass here, but Aaron Judge and Ronald Acuna Jr. I like a lot today. So I'll say Aaron Judge is going to be my top dollar play. Weighted runs created plus 197, weighted on base average 447, and OPS north of 1,000 against right-handed pitchers. He has 2 hits against Taijuan Walker in his career in 6 at-bats, I believe, and both of them are home runs. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter who Aaron Judge is facing. He's going to go or have the ability to go deep off them. So Subway Series, some fireworks maybe early on. Aaron Judge goes deep, and we're laughing here at start into the pay zone.
Yeah, Aaron Judge has won me more money. Anyone that follows me knows, but like this is dating back like multiple seasons. Like no one has won me more money than him in DFS season-long stuff. So even before he had this huge year this year, I'm always fine playing Aaron Judge pretty much every day. He's probably my most used player.
Oh, that's awesome. And I think Acuna is hitting north of 350 against Aaron Nola. So that's why I liked Acuna as well. And stolen base upside as well. So he can pretty much do it all. That's why I like Acuna getting those 4 points for stolen base potentially.
Yeah, I'm like, we've talked about this before. I'm not a huge BVP guy, but in the instance of like Aaron Nola against the Braves or like whatever, like that is something we can totally believe in because the sample size is so big. More often than not, the sample size is just too small for me. But when you get those guys that have pitched for the same team and they're going against a division opponent, the sample size is normally pretty good. So
I think 30 is like a good number of at bats against a guy. Like you've seen him 10 different games, or maybe you get 3 at bats against a starter game. Yeah. So more than that. 30 is where I'm like, okay, this is real. This is a trend. This isn't just something that's going on, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go. So there's some weather in this game. I think it's the one game with weather on the slate. But I was gonna go with Randy Arozarena. Awesome. I don't want to play Brandon Lau because he's so expensive. But Spencer Watkins, much worse against righties than lefties this season. 350 WOBA, 237 ISO allowed to righties. We know Arozarena has pop, and he actually Watkins' most used pitch is his cutter. He throws it almost 40% of the time. If you isolate Arozarena's numbers against cutters, 384 WOBA is pretty respectable, 37% hard hit rate. So I like to take righties that can hit home runs against Watkins, and Arozarena fits that mold for me.
Yeah, that's in Baltimore then, right? Obviously, if there's weather.
Yes, yeah.
So you hate that with the left field, how they've made it an absolute clown park now, but a 500-foot home run still counts, right?
Yeah, that was something that like people I think were kind of slow to adjust to at the beginning of the season, but definitely something you have to factor in now when you're taking batters over there.
Yeah, no, it is the most disgusting looking left field. It has to be in baseball, right? Like,
yeah.
Nothing looks worse.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think it's because we also just know what the fields look like for so long too. So you make a drastic change like that. It's like, what are we doing here, folks?
Yeah, completely agree. Moving down, like mid-tier cheaper, who sticks out to you for value at the outfield position?
So I went just minimum again. I'm gonna say Trace Thompson against the Nats here. 333 OPS of 1,000, weighted runs created plus of 182 against right-handed pitchers. So he's gonna hit up. I'm hoping for a guy who's going to get on base and score runs. Like maybe 2 runs today would be awesome for Trace Thompson because he's gonna hit 8 or 9. Almost prefer for him to hit 9. You get on base, start of an inning. Look at the guys you have coming up to drive him in. So if you're able to score runs, that's how he might be able to contribute today. He did go deep yesterday. I'm not expecting that again. He definitely won't be in my home run call today. But I think for a little minimum guy, if you decide to spend up at like the pitcher position, and I had to do 2 minimum guys because I wanted Judge and Acuna and Riley today. So I'm plugging in Trace Thompson.
Yeah, he was actually in consideration for me. I've played him quite a bit recently. Was been in the lineup. I think that's a great call. And like to go off of what you're saying, I don't think if you get these guys in these good lineups, I don't think it's a negative like normal that they bat down in the order because there's so many good hitters in front of them. There's also just a better chance that guys are on base when they come up to bat as well. So I don't think it's as
Yeah.
bad as normal.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I like that.
I'm gonna stick. I think my infielder was 3,900. I'm gonna go 3,900 at outfield as well. Sky Bolt. I can't believe I'm touting this, but Sky Bolt. If you look at the Oakland Athletics, this team absolutely terrible. If you look at their numbers, they're all horrific. The only one with good numbers against righties this season is Sky Bolt. 350 WOBA, 237 ISO, and he's just a fastball hitter. He cannot hit anything else. He has really good numbers against fastballs, and Luis Garcia's most used pitch is his fastball. So I'm just hoping that he throws him a fastball tonight and he gets a hold of it. But I mean, 469 expected WOBA, but 235 ISO against fastballs with 54% hard hits is really good. So hopefully he gets fastball tonight and he can get a hold of it.
I like that a lot. University of North Carolina legend Sky Bolt.
Yeah, yeah. I just can't picture myself ever talking about Sky Bowl, but here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, we've made it to that point in the season, I guess.
Yeah.
We will move over to pitcher. So what we talked about this a little bit the last time. The first time we did a pod, we were dead set like we're gonna double spend up on pitcher. And then the next time, like we kind of talked about how the pricing was a little bit different than that other slate, so we were kind of looking for some savings for our SuperFlex and going another batter there. What is your strategy for today?
2 pitcher for sure. I think there is some not value, but not like we're not doing 12K for some of these guys, right? I think there are some good options that aren't at the highest end or highest price point of salaries today. So I went 2 pitchers for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I try to play 2 pitchers most of the time.
I mean, it's just upside, right?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So are you playing any pitcher over 10? Like, do you like any of the over 10K pitchers tonight?
Well, of course, I like them all pretty much, but that's not who I put into to my. I went Strider and Barrios are the 2 that I like to play.
Okay.
Today.
Yeah. So going to like
Strider's my favorite one today. So I'll go into what I have on him. He's only faced the Phillies once this season, so again, this is a guy who's got really good stuff. And if you haven't seen him a lot, I think the first time you get to face him in a start, it's a little different. It's like when rookies come up and it's like, we don't really have much on them. The Jays faced the Royals when they had no players pretty much. And they had this guy up from AA. No one has anything on him. They don't really know what he has, but they faced him once in a relief appearance this season. He faced 10 batters. He struck out 5 of them in 2 2/3. Again, the strikeout upside is there. And because I like the Braves so much, I think getting those points for a win is going to help Spencer Strider. 3.03 ERA, but he has a FIP of 2.05, 99th percentile strikeout rate, and a whiff percentage in the 95th percentile. And over the last 14 days, the Phillies have the 3rd highest strikeout rate against right-handed pitchers. So that's why I like Spencer Strider today.
Yeah, I have no issues with Strider at all. I think he's a really good play. Obviously has strikeout upside, which we like. I would talk about McClanahan as my favorite, but we just don't know with the weather. So I might not be able to use him if that weather gets too weird. I do agree. I don't think Nola is a must play against the Braves whatsoever. I don't even think Rodon is a must play, so I might kind of stick with you. Strider might be my favorite overall. I wanted to get your thoughts on Ethan Small making this start. He's $5,000, so that's really cheap for someone that actually is going to start. What is your take on him today?
So Ethan Small, he had that one start against the Cubs, and he's just like
Yeah,
not a hard throwing guy for an absolute massive body. But I think, I mean, that was a little oversight on me. If I saw him in there and I'm playing 2-3 lineups today, I have to have Ethan Small in one of them, in one of the super flex spots, I think, because again, upside as a pitcher, the chance of him getting 20 points over a guy you're taking that's not at the top end it's usually better for the pitcher. So I think if you're not just playing one line, you're playing a couple. I think that's a really good play because he can do it, and they're at home. He'll be okay, I think, in this start. And his nerves will be a little bit less in the first game. He walked a ton the first game. It was really bad to watch, but happy to see him back up again for sure.
yeah, and I mean, he didn't pitch great in that one start, but he still got strikeouts. He got swing and misses, and
Yeah.
over 50% ground balls as well. Like it really was just the walks that were killing him. So I think he's fine. Like 5K. Anytime I get a pitcher that is actually going to start at 5K, it's really tough not to play him because I mean, even if he only got you, I mean, if he got like 8 points, like I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah.
It would be like getting 8 points from your batter. At 5K.
And in the super flex spots where some people are going to take hitters, it's exactly that. Like you're just happy for the second spot, maybe for 8 points. So it's a good play, I think, pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I might mess around with like some Strider small builds, and we'll see. I won't rule out double spending because like if the rain is fine in Baltimore, I do like McClanahan. I think he struck out over 30% of Baltimore in his career against them, and he's been so good this year.
So
Like
good.
it's just tough for me not to want to play him, but the weather is just the only thing holding me back there.
Yeah, and for Brios being my second guy, I think he's kind of figured something out again. It was start of the season, he was okay, or he was really bad. Kind of figured something out in the middle, struggled again, and now the strikeouts are back. Like the swing and miss stuff is back. People are swinging over that curveball slider. The fastball's playing up a little bit, and the Cards are obviously without Goldschmidt and Arenado today. So that's why I like Brios as my second guy.
Yeah, that is a big boost with those guys missing. And he's had success against his team in general. I think he's only allowed around a 300 expected WOBA against their current roster. So he's had success against them. I think that's a pretty good play, especially with those guys missing. I don't know if the lineup's out, but I'll have to just wait and see like what the lineup looks like without those guys. But I do think that's a good play.
Yeah. It shouldn't be great lineup.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
out of it.
yeah. I mean, you're taking out two like arguable
Studs.
like MVP candidates. So this is a good spot for him as well. All right, we'll do some home run calls here. One of us is due to get one of these right. I think one of us is gonna hit this tonight. So what is your home run call for tonight?
I'm gonna go Aaron Judge, Subway Series.
Okay.
I think it's the guy.
I like that.
Give us a Daniel Vogelbach
No.
S1 because that was awesome.
I got dude. Did you see Luke Voigt the other night? Like, obviously, this has nothing to do with anything, but that just made me think of it. But he saw something on like the scoreboard. It said like how many like over under how many buttons would he have undone on his jersey, and he was like unbutton them more, so he'd go under.
I did see that. It was a funny guy.
Yeah, that guy's funny. But I'm gonna go Bobby Witt Jr. for my home.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I actually kind of like the Royals. They don't have a huge team total, but I kind of like the Royals today.
Yeah, that line was fishy yesterday, and then, I mean, the Angels. What has happened?
Yeah, what's going on there? I mean, I don't think Joe Madden is a great manager, like in general, but I mean, they fired him like thinking that would like rally the troops, and like they've been like even worse. Like they didn't get better at all.
Do you think they trade Shohei at all?
I don't know. I mean, clearly, I don't know how
they're an unserious organization about winning at this point.
Yeah, it has to be. How can you have like, I don't know what, 2 top 5 players and like you can't? It's not even that they can't win; they can't make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's nuts. It makes actually no sense. The Rendon contract has to be one of the worst in baseball at this point.
Yeah, that's egregious. And I think someone, I don't know who told me this. Someone that I think used to do videos with us, like their ex-girlfriend like worked for the Nationals,
Yeah,
and she would say like how like they couldn't wait for him to leave because he is one of the guys that just treats baseball like it's like a job. Like so
yeah.
he doesn't practice. Like he will not practice. Like he just comes in and does like what he needs to do and then he leaves. Like that's that. Like he doesn't care about like baseball at all.
Imagine doing that and making that amount of money.
I
That's
know.
just
Yeah, like
carefree life.
but imagine how good he would be like if he like actually did care. Like if he's at that point not caring. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's not taking care of his body for getting hurt that often, right?
Yeah, it's and then yeah, what is it? There's still like 5, 6 years left on that deal, isn't there?
No, brother. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
That's really
Not
bad.
at all.
That's really bad. All right, you guys heard it here first. We broke it down. Infield, outfield pitchers. Aaron Judge and Bobby Witt Jr. Those are the home run calls. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go show some love to the owners box guys as well. You can see behind Avery's head there on his little flag, like their socials. Go follow them as well. We'll be doing tons of content for football and baseball, and we'll see you guys on Friday.